Good morning. It is day 22. 3 weeks down, less than 2 weeks to go. I'm doing good. So today's story is the second time that I woke up in a hospital. Alright, so the story starts out as I was bar hopping. I was basically at this one bar most of the time. But I left that bar because I wanted a rum and coke, so I went and I got me a double rum and coke, and I came back and I got me another drink at the other bars. They just had beer. And so I was wasted. I bought a joint. I went on an 8th with some people, and I bought a joint, and I was like, I couldn't even roll a joint. That's how drunk I was. And I could roll a joint, but I mean, I could not roll a joint. And I only had one paper, and I was trying not to rip it, and after like 3 or 4 attempts, I think somebody else rolled it for me. I don't remember. The last thing I remember is that I was trying to roll a joint, and I couldn't. And so then the next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital, and I got blood all over my eyebrow, and I didn't have a catheter this time, but I had an IV in my arm. I had stuff like stuck to my arms, monitors and whatever. And the security guard kind of had a chip on his shoulder, and I was like trying to take the IV out of my hand, and he was like, "Don't do that. I'll call some other security guards in here." I mean, they were going to like strap me down if I did. They were going to make sure that I didn't take that IV out, because I guess it's like a bad thing to do. But anyway, I had a gigantic bruise on my hand after I got that. But he wouldn't let me get out of bed or anything. He was like, "You stay on that bed." I was like, "I just want to walk around and try to walk off this alcohol buzz," because they told me that I had to blow a .000 before they would let me just walk out of the hospital. And then in like the middle of the night, see, I got there at 9:30. I had to work the next day. And like the middle of the night, they were like, "Oh, well, if you can find somebody to pick you up, we'll let you go home." I was like, "I wish you would have told me that earlier," when all my friends were still awake, because they had to work the next day too. This was like during the week. This was like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. So I called my friends in the middle of the night, and they didn't answer because they were asleep. And you know, it wasn't their fault. They didn't get the message till the next day. So or till the next morning. So they were like, "Well, we got to send you to this detox center because you didn't blow .000. The best I did was .11. So I'm wearing a hospital gown, and they put me on this van. It's kind of like a police van. It's like there's no door handle on the inside. You can't get out. And they were like, "Well, if you don't go to the detox center, we're going to have to call the cops, and you'll be arrested. And they'll put you in a holding cell." So I was like, "Well, I'd rather go to the detox center." But it was basically like jail. It just was a little bit better conditions. It probably costed the same. It was like $185 for being there, I think 4 hours. I was only there 4 hours, but they were like, "Well, we got to charge you for an entire day." So anyway, I get on this van, and I've got a bag full of stuff, and I had some groceries. I had like a loaf of bread with me. And I was all pissed off because I didn't have any money in my wallet. I probably spent it, but at the time, I thought that they had stolen all my money. So I get on this van, and it's like there's a screen, and there's plexiglass, and you know, I can't escape. And I'm talking to the driver. I'm the only other person on there. I'm talking to the driver like, "Why can't you just take me home?" And he's like, "Well, I'm supposed to take you to this place, so if I show up and you're not in the van, then I'm going to get in trouble." So I mean, I was basically stuck. I had to go to the detox center whether I wanted to or not. I was sober enough I could have walked home. I only blew a .11. This was like 3 in the morning. I had to work the next day, and I was just like, I need to get home. So, no such luck. I'm on a van, driving this place 30 miles away, full moon up in the sky. It was probably 3:30 when I finally left. I've been in the hospital like 6 hours, and they were like, "Well, you can't stay here. We got to take you to this place." So the driver was like, "What do you want to listen to? You want to listen to some rock?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." So he turns on the radio, and one of the songs that came on was 3 Days Grace, "The Animal That I Have Become." And man, it was like the most miserable feeling being in that van, looking up at that full moon, knowing that I have to go to a detox center, I'm going to be late for work, definitely, and listening to that song. It was just an awful feeling. So then I get to the detox center, and there's like all these alcoholics there, and there was one of them that I knew. He was a homeless guy that I had run him off of the gas station property where I worked at for panhandling. And I mean, he would go to the liquor store across the street like 5 times a day and buy a big steel reserve And he was just, you know, basically an alcoholic bum, and he didn't care. I mean, if he was like actually trying to do something with his life, then it would have been fine. I don't care if somebody's homeless, but this guy, all he wanted to do was beg for money, go get drunk. That's all he did. And you know how I had that big gash on my head? He had one on the opposite side. He was like, I fell into a planter. That's what he told somebody. I don't know how I got my mark on my head, but I got a little bitty scar there now. So at this detox center, they take your blood pressure every half hour, and they take your blood alcohol level. They make you blow into a straw every hour to take your alcohol level, and so you can't sleep. Plus, they don't give you a very comfortable bed to sleep in anyway. The pillowcase was paper on my bed, and after laying there for an hour, it like ripped all up into pieces. So I slept for maybe a half an hour before they came in, took my blood pressure, and then I was laying there and like, I can't go to sleep. So I just went back out in the lobby. I got me some breakfast, which was just like a little cup of cereal and some orange juice or something like that. I figured I don't have to pay for this, I might as well get something out of it. So I called my boss a couple times, told her that I don't know when I'll be getting out of here, but I should be able to take a bus back to town. So I finally get on the bus, and it's like 11 when I get on the bus. No, it's 11 when we go to the bus station, and the bus takes forever to get there. So I think I get back to town at like 12:30. So I mean, I've already missed more than half the day, but I'm going to come in and do whatever I can because, you know, I need to work. I got a new bill to pay, so I definitely have to go to work and get whatever hours I can. And somebody had to cover for me, you know, so I want to go there and relieve them, and I hated to miss work anyway, but I was so pissed off from all this mess that I had to go through. The first thing I did when I got off that bus is I went to a bar and I bought me a rum and coke. I am not lying. I was mad. I was like, well, I got to go home and take a shower, and then I got to walk all the way to work, so a rum and coke ain't going to kill me. I just need a drink. So I go to the bar, and I'm like, can you tell I had a bad day? And the lady there was like, yeah, you got blood all over your eyebrow. So then I walk home, and I got my groceries with me and all my bread and everything. And I get home, and one of my roommates was there, and I asked her, I was just like, can I have a hug? I had a really terrible night. And so she gives me a hug, and then like, she happened to be leaving and going the direction that I needed to go, so she gave me a ride to work. And basically that was my story about the second time that I woke up in the hospital. And I got a little scar on my eyebrow on that side. So hopefully something like that never happens to me